Oh, hey Kalamako, hey Acro, welcome to the stream. I'm currently going through Twitter and DeviantArt looking for some entries that I might have missed. Okay. As you can see on the screen, I already made my entry. Just kidding. Let's just say for comic relief and to bridge the time. Let's go into voice chat already. Ah, something I missed. Yeah. Or do I have it? So have a look through the folder. Nope. It appears this is new. Okay. I think that's everything. Oops. Oh no, forgot that. Ah, hi Sassy. Hi Water Witch Bob. I love that name, by the way. Hello, Earthbound Inosaurus. Welcome to the stream and to this very special stream. I'm quickly going through social media, posting left and right what I can. Oh, don't forget Discord. Online now, spec time. I'm sorry, I'm a slow typer. Hi Brennan, hi Zomba, welcome to the stream. What witchcraft is this? No, Zomba, you are not too late. Hi Drake, welcome. Close this, close that. Let's open the stream on the phone for all the juicy comments. We have 41 entries to go through. I think we will start with the initial sketch that started it all. Let me quickly. There are Earthbound Dinosaurs. There are a lot of great ideas, I have to say. Ah, hi Julian, welcome to the stream. In case you want, you can jump in. Although there is nothing paleo related today, but it might be interesting for you as well. Quickly have a last look on DeviantArt before I forget it. Bird Noodle, yes. Nerd Boodle, okay. They are very diverse. I was surprised actually how diverse it got. I'm not sure I will be able to do anything new or specifically creative. Ah, hi Cass. Hi Armin, welcome to the stream. First time actually joining the stream. Nice to have you here. Okay, I think I have everything. It is possible, it is usually the case that I miss 1 or 2 entries. In case there's something very obvious that I missed, please let me know at the end of the stream. Going through some mentions here. No, this was for something else. Weird stuff. I have this, I have that. Okay, and that was Christmas. Yeah, I think we have everything. So let's close browser. Let's open my folder. These are all entries you see here. All together. For those on Discord, it might take a minute until something the stream catches up. Yes. Oh. Oha. It actually doesn't look so much, but these are 40 entries compiled together, and they are quality-wise we are very high. So time for me to stop. Julian, yes, thank you for reminding me. Zomba, what entry? I will get all the entries, even the embarrassing ones. But yeah, let's start with oh, there's stuff you aren't allowed to see. Go away. Whoop. Okay, this is the initial sketch that sparked the whole thing. Small sketch called Postbirds by Adrian Wimmer, also known as Yult or Yault on DeviantArt. Best for last? No, we will go through them as they appear on my screen. So there is no specific order to these entries. I don't want to order them in any kind of way, actually. This one here, the very long one, sparked it. We were talking about this in a chat on Discord. Not specifically about this sketch. I think it was even done during this conversation, but the term bird noodle appeared, and it's nothing you can pin down really. It would be different with a noodle bird. You know, noodle bird is something, okay, it is definitely a bird. It's something which is not the case here. Thank you Twitch for having network connectivity problems. Restarting the stream on my phone. Guys, let me know in case lag becomes wait. Yeah, I would think this is an internet problem. I hope so. The regularly scheduled bird noodle program. Yes, sorry. Let's continue with some actual entries. Yeah, and this was the first sketch basically for the contest, for the challenge. It's no contest. Yes, the first thing that comes up here is a regal serpent bird, Ophiornis kukulkani. Can we zoom in a little? It's not right. Okay, yeah. Obviously named for for their very, very long tail feathers. So there we have the association with noodle. Not again, Twitch, please. I hope it's only on my side now. Okay, it appears to be running again. Oh god, Twitch, what are you doing sometimes? I don't. Maybe it's because Twitch becomes more and more popular, so they get more problems increasingly with getting a steady flow of streams out there. I don't know. Maybe it's just my internet, maybe it's just my computer, but blah. Yep. Wonderful creatures. As you can see, these are derived from animals like jiqui, the Scansoriopterid from China, because they are definitely feathered but have these leathery wings in there. And they apparently are inspired by Mesoamerican mythology. So we see here clear indications that they are inspired by Quetzalcoatl and similar deities. Interestingly, the animal has only 2 claws, or 1 claw on each hind limb. So we can imagine this animal wouldn't be very good on the ground, probably would only sit on branches, not really walk around on them. Very interesting creature. Thank you for that. Who made this? The Dino Draw on 66 on DeviantArt. It is followed by a piece by Rob Romano. These are derived and very elongated placoderms. Possible interest in voices of stream. Zomba, that is actually not the worst idea. We might do that afterwards. Zomba, I will not kill you or torture you for good suggestions. Never. Yes, back to this entry. These are truly bizarre animals, and these are. It's one of the most interesting entries, I think. There's a very interesting way to interpret bird noodle. You know, placoderms is not something that really springs to mind when you would say this word. So, applause to Rob. Very well done. Followed by something that is even more bizarre. This is an entry by Science Dead from DeviantArt and also from Discord. And these are giant flatworms that are frequently apparently in this alternate universe the lunch for some bird species. I think they are still relatively small. You can see here they have some still living arthropods in their hand-like appendages. But it's interesting because instead of creating the bird that has noodle-like appearance or something, he created here something that could be the noodle for the bird. Very, very cool creature. Spino Dragon Productions, not I'm not sure. I will quickly have a look. Oh, I see a AD.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
That's good.
Spino Dragon
so
Productions.
What's the stream about today?
About the SPEC Challenge. Hashtag bird noodle.
That
Yes.
sounds very interesting.
Oh, Spino Dragon. I actually saw your entry. Well, we have it on screen now, but I wasn't sure about the connection to the term bird noodle. Besides that, it is relatively slender. Maybe you can enlighten us. A challenger has it. Yo, yes, it is bird noodle time. Noodle bird, I mean. Or however you want to work with it. Bird boodle, also nice. Yeah, AD, are you familiar with the SPEC Challenge? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's a concept I came.
People talking about it all day, like the past couple of weeks, but I never heard about it honestly.
Yeah, the SPEC Challenge is something I came up with more than a year ago. It's I come up with a concept, very rough one, that challenges the mind of the speculative evolution artists. I put it online and then request that people draw something for it, and then I put these into videos and also produce my own take on the concept.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, there are very, very interesting things came together, like these giant flatworms I have here. Yeah, and because videos take so long to produce, I at some point stopped it. But now with the streams, it becomes a little bit more easy. Yeah. So I will not edit this. I will just upload it afterwards on YouTube, so it is preserved.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So I don't put so much effort into these videos and have more time for working on other stuff. Okay, let's continue with this one by the Uras, also from DeviantArt. Ground dwelling bird, I think it was. I can't remember the English term for these guys. These birds that drill into bark with their long tongues and yes, woodpeckers.
There you go.
Yes, a flightless woodpecker with an extremely long tongue that goes into.
So pretty much a woodpecker that evolved to take the niche of a giant anteater.
In a way, yes.
Pretty much. I mean, kind of looks like it.
Yeah, not that unlikely too. And
Julian says that it looks like a hornbill. And
yeah, it has.
It was a hornbill at first.
Yeah, it has indeed similarities with hornbills. Otherwise, that can be expected when you move to the ground as a woodpecker, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hornbills are quite big. I've seen them a couple of times in the zoo here in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, me too. They are awesome.
They're pretty big.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he kind of looked like that.
Yeah. It looks like it had food poisoning. Okay. Oh, you mean because of stuff that comes out at the back. To my knowledge, that's actually a defense mechanism we can observe in woodpeckers or a close relative today already. Quite interesting. I know at least one bird that does this.
I suppose that the droppings will be quite acid if it only eats ants.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because anything that eats a lot of ants usually it's quite poisonous.
Yeah.
Like dark frogs.
Yeah. Very nice concept. Now, here comes Cass' concept of a very long-necked. I think it was a cormorant.
Let's see.
Yeah.
For the stream to catch up.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, I know.
There it is.
Ooh, that's really nice.
Yeah. Very, very nice texture. You also, when you zoom in, you can see the little barbs on the tongue, which it would use.
It reminds me of like an oil paint, like those very old paints, like made out of, like the ones that Charles Knight made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cass has some very, very cool brushes in his kit.
Oh, Cass just said that was the idea. You got it. It's perfect. Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, I can see the details on the tongue. Damn.
Yeah. I would love to see this animal swim.
Honestly, I do too.
Yeah.
They must swim very funny.
Yeah. Especially to see a group of them and then circling a swarm of small fishes, and
oh yeah,
that would be very cool. Elasmosaur convergence. Yes, in a way.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, voices of stream. There's something. Quickly have a look. Boop, boop, boop. Nah, Drake. I don't mean the hooded. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. Pitoi? I'm not sure. Yes, it's poisonous, but there is another bird from Eurasia with a large crest, and especially the juveniles have enlarged glands on their butt that produces a stinking secretion that they can squirt at enemies. Very cool. Let's continue. Oops. Yes. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries from Blitz and Blaze, again from DeviantArt. So very different takes on bird noodle. We have something that looks like a very long-necked quail, for example, a peacock with spaghetti-like tail feathers, a pheasant with similar arrangements, and something like looks like a heron on agate. Actually, two of them with very long bodies and necks. Yeah, I also love the spaghetti peacock. Although I think the long-necked quail here is really. I love it. I would love to have this as a plushie. Yeah. It's I could imagine it as a little cartoon character running around on its tiny legs and stumbling all few centimeters. Yes, that's one Eurasian. Again, I'm not sure how to pronounce the English name here. I love these guys. Never saw one in the wild, although they apparently can be seen around our area, but yeah, they're usually on old military bases over here, where they have enough space. SPEC Challenge plushies. That would be nice. Okay, next we have yes. Very weird creature. I think it's inspired by Asian dragons. And I think it's also related to cormorants. And apparently they are used to make noodles.
Why not?
Tasty dragon, yes.
I doubt it has a lot of meat on this.
Yeah, although I'm not sure anymore. This was one of the first entries. I wish I had the... You know, I probably should do a PDF with all the different entries and then just copy in the description as well for the next one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I can't remember all the details. I'm just using now my memory and the pictures I see. Yeah, Beast of Antiquity. I now in hindsight, I also think that the bird noodle number 2 here is actually a food, not related to the bird here on the left. At least I hope. Yeah, but it's interesting. Usually birds have a very stiff and short back, and taking this to a new extreme is certainly creative. Let's continue. Also interesting to imagine this animal swim, or being like a living fishing rod with its large claws anchored into the soil of the shore, and then back and neck go in with little wings used for maneuvering underwater. Yes. Next entry is also something very unexpected. A derived relative of Pteratapton. This is a Permian creature, which to my knowledge is still somewhat mysterious. I think a few days ago there was a new paper published on its postcranial material. So far we only had good descriptions of its skull, which is very bird-like, but it's nowhere near anything that could be called a bird. But this guy here now gave it the body of a pleurosaur in a way. So very noodly body, and then a bird-like skull, which is absolutely awesome. And I also like the color scheme here, and the very faded blues. Very nice. It has a very mysterious feel to it. Yes, Somber. When pencils gain sentience.
Pretty much.
Oh yes. The Specman 34 on DeviantArt produced this interesting animal. I think it was I think he called it the Hawaiian noodle duck or something. It's a duck from Hawaii, from the future, with a very long, elongated, noodle-like penis.
Interesting.
Yes. I very much hope that somebody would dare to do this. Let's zoom in a little. Ah, yes. As you can see here, I really like the form of the head and the bill here. Also the striped pattern all over the body, and then of course a very long penis, which, in case I remember correctly, isn't completely inflated here. When the correction is when the description if in case I remember the description correctly, this is only half the length of it, probably. I'm not sure. Actually, let's have a look on Discord, because they are... No, not here. It was posted here. It was one of the last entries. Where it is? Oh, there's so much stuff in here that I haven't seen yet. Ah, yes. Yes, spotted wine duck was the name he gave it. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this is something I nearly missed because it wasn't posted under the journal entry on DeviantArt, and I wasn't tagged, but thankfully I found it last minute. It's a relative of Yiqui, or Jiqui again, and this one is a piscivore, as you can see here. I'm not actually sure where he made the connection to bird noodle. I had no time to read the description. But I like the idea to have a Scansoriopterid as a piscivore. Nice. Okay. Whoop. But why? Because ducks are horrifying. That's true. Yes. Everybody who knows ducks and geese up close will agree. ID, how close do you know ducks?
Not that much, actually. I never really seen a lot of wild ducks, to be honest. No.
Ah, so you haven't yet evolved a fear for them.
No, I've evolved a different fear.
Okay.
Canadian goose.
Oh.
That's much worse.
Yes, that's true, and very. I think if Canadian geese wanted to, they could dominate this planet in no time.
They could.
Yeah. I mean, they would take over all governments and military bases within a month, maybe. You know, it's Planet of the Geese. I would actually pay to see that movie. I usually don't go into the cinema, but Planet of the Geese would be something I would want to see.
Speaking of geese, back at the college where I used to go with before I transferred to my university, they there was a lake next to it, so you know, perfect place for geese. So when it was nesting time, the campus police they had to put, you know, some danger signs around the lake, so people wouldn't go close because if they did, you know, bad things will happen.
Oh
But
yes.
it was really cool to eventually then see the geese having the babies and they were around. And they, I think, and then they give no fuck for everybody. It's like they block the traffic, you honk at them, they're not gonna move. They don't care. They own the place. So yeah, it was funny to see people trying to take pictures of the nest really close, and then the dad geese, the male geese is gonna come close, like, what you doing, bro? And then the students just start running because the geese starts running. Yeah, man, it's scary.
Oh, you could make a sitcom out of that.
Actually, I have somewhere a picture of some geese with the little chicks. Let me find it and I'll post it.
Oh.
Voice of the stream. I need to take my pictures though somewhere.
Somewhere in the endless mess of folders.
Yeah, I need to organize all those photos. I have too many.
Yeah. This was one of the first entries here, and I can't remember. This was by Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo, oh, I see Yo-Yo is in chat. Please tell us a little bit about this interesting creature which looks like a caterpillar, and like a bird, and wings that look a little like they were made out of lungs. Bird pillar is a larval form of bird fly. A new Pokemon appears, Birdfly. Carter bird, also nice. Yo-Yo, speak to us. What would be its special attack?
I found the picture.
Oh, nice. That was fast.
Yep.
Whoop. Oh, who just posted my picture of a Oreodont with its dong outside?
Drake.
There are Canada geese. Ah, they are so cute. As long as the parents don't mind you.
Yeah, I mean, I was really close. Sorry, I was really far. I was like, yeah, I'm not getting close. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. I really like Nile geese.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they are usually much more chill.
Definitely.
Yo-Yo isn't responding. Why? Why, Yo-Yo? I can't talk about this. I don't remember what it is. Oh, okay. You just did a caterpillar that mimics a bird. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's all I wanted to hear. I wasn't sure anymore. And I really like the idea. I could see this. Definitely be possible. Oh, something by Memo. Actually, this is something old that he did in 2017, but he sent it to me anyway because it very much fits bird noodle. For one, it's very noodly like. It's a reptile.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's evolved to catch birds, actually. So bird noodle fits very well. It's a noodle that eats birds. Yes, yes, Yo-Yo, be proud of yourself. Now go back into your box. Bird-eating noodle, indeed. And I very much like the design. There's actually something similar that someone else posted. We will see it later. Maybe it's already the next. I don't know. Ah, no. First we have the owl. The angler owl. By Hans Sniker's art. Also from DeviantArt. It's a piscivore flightless owl. And I think it's a watercolor painting. I very much like the color palette he used here. And I just love these little babies. Let's zoom into the babies. Have to go closer. Oh, yes.
I don't know, it looks quite terrifying. You know, an owl with such long legs.
Yeah.
Looks pretty weird.
Also with very large feet.
Mm-hmm.
The feet, the legs in general, look a little like Yeti legs.
They do.
Babies, yes. Oh, hi DeLong. I think I haven't greeted you so far. Welcome to the stream. Interlocking grass. Okay, next one. Oh, these guys. Very, very strange creatures. These are birds living in very shallow water. I would guess in tidal flats. And their lower jaw has hundreds of bristles to filter out plankton from the shallow water, while their upper jaw beak is extremely elongated and has nostrils on its tip to still breathe underwater. So the noodle here in this case is a snorkel. And I just love this idea. It's so brilliant. I think it was one of the last pieces that were submitted. And I could very well see colonies of these guys.
Oh yeah, definitely living in like the shallow water. Like you see a bunch of them. Like you see all the black sticks coming out of the water.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that? And then you see them all moving. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah. Or especially at low tide when they are all exposed and seeing them maybe waddling around on their belly for a better position, or for searching for a mate or something.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool idea. And not very creative, but not as unlikely as one maybe might expect, I think. I mean, it's very plausible represented here. I have no idea what bird could evolve in this direction, but I love it. And please, evolution, make it happen. Okay. Oh god, it's so good. Yes. Next one. A reptile by Rahul Navis. 70 meters from DeviantArt again. Ah, god, I can't remember this one. I really have to be better prepared for these. You know what? I try to look it up quickly on DeviantArt
Alright, go ahead.
before I birch noodle. Before I totally tell you guys stuff that isn't even true. Headset already. Ah, here it is. Yes. Now place a description. Ah, it's a Thalatosaur. Yes, now I remember. So Thalatosaurs already have often quite bird-like, beak-like snouts, and this is a very derived form without nearly losing all its limbs, and also losing its teeth apparently. And he actually made up a wool clade for them, Andenasaurians. And I very much like the coloration and pose he used here. Very cool stuff. Okay, let's move on. Ah, yes. Also one of the last entries I found online. I probably would have missed them. Utgard Dwall, welcome to the stream. Oh, just a few minutes, I don't mind. It's okay. Sorry, I'm late, just came from a Dungeons and Dragons session. Dungeons and Dragons sessions are important. Please continue that. I don't do it myself, but it helps with social skills, so... yes, we have here...
The stereotype, a lot of people that do D&D sessions, they have to be quite social, because, you know, there's usually gathering a lot of people and there's a lot of communication.
Indeed.
I don't play it myself, but I have friends that do, and so I know that.
Yeah. Me as well. This is... it's actually a bird. It looks like a Scansoriopterid. It looks very much like Epidexipteryx. But it's actually a bird with long, noodle-like tail feathers, again. And since I'm on DeviantArt, I saw it here. Wait, where is it? Or have I seen it here? Ah, here. Yes. The common name is red-tailed noodlebird, and it evolved from game birds on isolated islands. Yep. Okay. The next one is quite bizarre. I don't even know how to describe it, just look for yourself. It's... If I remember correctly, but I will look on DeviantArt as well for confirmation. This is an animal related to egrets and herons. It comes from Kenya, 30 million years in the future.
Cool.
And has up to 39 neck vertebrae. And as you can see, it's specialized on catching burrowing animals, even in highly twisted burrows. and I have no idea how it would walk. with so much weight in front of its legs. Yes, it's wonderfully odd. I agree. It's fantastic. Okay. I think when I saw it first, I laughed for 5 minutes straight. Ah, yes. Now, the entry from Zomba. The one that Zomba tries to hide. But I saw it anyway.
Do it, show it.
Yes.
Show it, and you're gonna show it the longest.
Yes, we will look at it for minutes.
Make the thumbnail of your YouTube video.
Yes, I will do that.
Ooh.
Apparently this is a post-human.
Wait, what?
Yes. A human of the future. As you can see by the teeth. A very derived one.
Extremely derived one.
Yep.
Quite terrifying, actually. What it's supposed to eat?
I have no idea. Oh god. The description is very short on DeviantArt, but the tags are very tearing. Bird noodle, hashtag SPEC CHALLANGE 6, hashtag you may not like it, but this is what the ideal man looks like. Hashtag genetic aesthetics, hashtag you are happy with your life choices because I don't think what? Hashtag behold a man, hashtag genetic engineering, hashtag SPEC CHALLANGE. Thank you, Zomba, for this entry. Actually, it's not very derived at all. Okay, so it's just genetically engineered, I would guess. Children! Oh gosh, yes. People who watch Zomba stream will remember. This is children. This is Smexy. Yes, Cass, I agree. Okay, let's continue with something else, but we will definitely make this thumbnail or something else. Zomba, you can't escape now.
Yeah, you're doomed.
This is a totally wingless anseriform, so relatives of ducks and geese. And as birds can do very well, this one can expand its neck very, very much. And apparently it's an ambushing predator, so it lays somewhere in the bushes waiting for unsuspecting prey to come by, and then suddenly it expands its very long neck and uses its pseudo teeth here to grab the prey. These pseudo teeth are actually present in some modern day anseriforms already, so not that unlikely, and very interesting creation.
You know, I think it was yesterday or on Thursday, I didn't know, but some hummingbirds, they have like their beak is not completely smooth. It kind of has like
yes,
serrated things. This reminds me of this.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, and they apparently use these saw-like tips for fighting, which is Very cool. We usually imagine hummingbirds as these small and innocent and cheerful little birds, but they can be pretty brutal, apparently.
They're brutal.
Yeah. Cool guys. Okay. I think this is one of the pictures that I just saved right before the stream, so I don't know anything about it, unfortunately. I think was it on Discord? Let me check. No. Yeah, again, a very similar to the one that we saw before, a bird with a very long neck to search for burrowing prey in the underground. Interestingly, with this little frog. The saw beaks are terrifying. Yes, yes. Terrifyingly cool. That's also true. Yeah, I like it. It's not that creative after all the things we already seen. But it's definitely one of the more plausible reconstructions or ideas, not reconstruction. Bleh. Reconstruct nothing here. Recreate. Carnivorous hummingbirds would be the ultimate predator. Yes, no. Imagine baby pterodactylus. They are so small you breath them in. And they appear in swarms of millions, and they peck you to pieces. Welcome in David Peters' world. Next one. This is quite unusual. Again, we have here a case where not the bird, it's really the star. Here on DeviantArt. Okay. 39 million years ago, in an alternate timeline in the late Eocene. Okay, so this is an animal roughly the size of a small child, with tiny wings, flightless. Oh, this is a very long description. I can't read all this. Oh, there's a very, very long backstory to this. Oh, I love it. I wish I could talk about this more, but yeah. But let's zoom in a little, and as you can see, it has here an invertebrate just picked up and now slurps it in. It's a vader. Very cool sight.
Very cool indeed.
Yep. The bird has produced himself a noodle. Yes. Yep. Oh, this is one of the most unusual entries, probably. Oh, this is a entry by Trollmans. And I think I stumbled over it by accident because it wasn't properly tagged or put into the description of the journal. But I think it's one of my favorites. There's so much work went into this. This is a Zeppelin eel, deep sea fish with a very bird-like mouth, very beak-like, and following it and surrounding it are pilot squids. These little guys here, maybe half a meter long or something. Nah, 60 centimeters maybe. They are absolutely cute, and they swarm around. As you can see here, the Zeppelin eel. What a sight to behold.
Indeed. It's pretty huge.
Yep. Spino Dragon Production. No, this is not a bird. That's the cool thing about it. Bird noodle can be basically anything. It would be different with noodle bird, because then it's definitely a bird. But by switching both names, we create let's call it a membrane of possibility. He has it on DeviantArt. And it lives with the pilot squids in symbiosis. Ah, okay. So the little squids here are highly venomous and can therefore kill or slow down large prey for the Zeppelin eel. Ah, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, what? He made something for the SPEC Challenge, and because I really love his work.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, especially some of the recent pieces. Always very, very creative and challenging for the mind. Yeah. Okay. Ah, yes. Another one of the latest entries. This is a future gull, apparently. A land-living predator with a bony, rod-like tail, similar to dromaeosaurs, but more stiff even and unfeathered, as you can see. Here you see here at the base of the tail the feather keels of the former tail feathers even. So there we have a noodle-like appendage already, but you see here something hanging out of its mouth. It's a rodent tail, and according to the creator, this guy eats as much as possible, and in case something is left, it leaves it in its mouth until there is room for more. So this is one of the cases here where stuff is still hanging out of its beak. Very cool idea. Also like the idea have these stiffened, enlarged feather keels on the back. I think it's described to be turkey-sized. So it's a modern day velociraptor, or a future velociraptor. No, the rod-like tail isn't a feather, but it's basically a long rod-like pygostyle with some skin wrapped around it. So these here are feather keels left and right of it, but here in the middle we have actual tail, you might say, but its base are these several fused vertebrae that are hugely elongated here. Oh yeah, something that reminds me of The Future is Wild. Little bird like creature that appears to be a burrowing. Is it on DeviantArt? I can't remember. Let me have a look. Bloop, bloop, bloop. No, I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Yeah, with these reduced small limbs here in the front and the elongated neck. It's a mole bird. Ah, yeah. Who made this? I can't remember. Please, guys, in the comments, let me know. I forgot. It's a future puffin.
Ooh.
Yes, with very long body, and as you can see, it's pretty large. Even takes out smaller sharks. And from what we can see, it appears to be completely aquatic at this point. The tail, I guess it's the tail, what we see here, appears to have no feathers and seems to be longer. Bye Zombar, have a good one. Yeah, it's a seal puffin, that's true. And it looks fantastic. I also love the water effect here. Very nicely done. Ah, yes. I think this was another seal puffin from the future. All these Twitter files who have no proper names, just numbers and eh. I think it was produced, oh maybe it's on DeviantArt actually. Let me have a look before I tell you guys stupid stuff. Nope. So I think it was a flightless future bird. The shark in the last looked kind of like a pork. Yes, that's true. Water Witch Bob. it kind of looked like a pork. Yeah, I think this is a very derived flightless aquatic bird or another thalattosaur. But I'm not sure at this point. People, please torture me in the comments, in case you know. Okay. And I really like the composition here. It's gentle S-curve. And the coloration. Nice. Oh, yeah. This one I remember. This is actually a snake. And if I remember correctly, it's a gliding snake with a very flattened body and a bird-like skull. And he actually made a little model of it beforehand. Here, I think out of this kit-like rubber. I have it too. Very useful. Yeah, so of course snakes are often called danger noodles, and when you give it a bird-like head, you end up with a bird noodle, as you can see here. Oh, one of the more challenging ones. This is a deep sea bird. So it's basically a sperm whale bird, more than 5 meters long, with a very elongated backbone, going after deep sea fishes like this chimera here, with huge eyes looking through the dark. And you can, it's a very rough sketch, but you can see here the spikes on the inside of the bill to grab soft prey. Very cool idea.
Very cool indeed.
Yeah. Although it's very rough, you know, but the concept here is just very interesting, I think. Ah, yes, one of the first entries. That is a Trypanosaur by Shinrat Deer on DeviantArt. And Trypanosaurs are already pretty bird-like in their skull morphology. And so it's not, wouldn't be surprising to call a Trypanosaur that lost most of its limbs a bird noodle. This is one of the entries I never expected, actually. You know, I expected a lot of birds with noodle-like appendages, or being snake-like in a way, or having very long necks or something like that, but the SPEC Evo community proved me wrong. There is so much more to bird noodles than I imagined. Tanky Seagull, welcome to the stream. Oh, this is one from Twitter. I think it was another Trypanosaur. This is a very small little piece, I think done with paint. And it's very, very cute. I think it's another Trypanosaur, just based on the claw here at the end of the tail. But I don't think it would be arboreal anymore from the look of it. More aquatic or burrowing. So a tiny little bird noodle. Yeah, I could actually imagine it to be just a few centimeters long. Oh. Next we have this more ambitious design, you might say. I don't think it's in DeviantArt. Let me check again. Huge rooster-like. I'm not even sure it's a bird. I think it was supposed to be a relative of Ginfengopteryx, so a basal bird, but not yet a modern one. And it has these huge noodle-like tail feathers.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful coloration.
Well, Josh, I have to go.
Yes.
Pretty cool stream. Hopefully I can participate on the next SPEC challenge.
Yep.
Alright, guys.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye. Okay, for some reason this file is very small, unfortunately. Okay, let's continue. Ah, yes. Dragon Thunders. Entry is, as usual, very detailed. Very strange. This is a dune hookbill. Harpagomicrus apicolus. And as you can see, it's a descendant of land-dwelling passerines in the far future. And they mimic in arid lands these plants here with their necks and plumage. And its beak has shaped to be able to grab and finish its victim effectively, having a curved tip, as you can see here. And these small little reptiles, I guess, are its main prey. Also interesting to imagine juveniles, when they first settle somewhere, have to dig just with their tiny hind limbs a hole that is big enough for the whole body to fit in. Also something interesting to imagine, its ontogeny, because I don't think it would be able to walk around much as an adult, but to be able to move to other feeding grounds, I would imagine that juveniles had much shorter necks. Oh yes, Armin, I also love the aesthetic of this Afterman kind style. I really love how much effort went into this one. Very cool. Ah, yes, something that I expected very much, a flightless Anhinga. Telomergus Fodio by Armin Reindl. You can find it on DeviantArt, and as you can see, it's so it's a cormorant relative with very reduced wings. Not that unlikely, considering we have flightless cormorants already today with the Galapagos cormorant. But this one takes a step further and becomes even more aquatic with these flipper-like wings and feet. So again, we have a cormorant that mimics Elasmosaurus in a way. Oh, this is one of the most colorful ideas. I think this is a speculative pterizinosaur that uses a huge, ginormous inflated sac on its neck to scare away these approaching dromaeosaurs, to protect its offspring down here, which also already has a smaller inflatable sac and tries apparently to mimic its parent. And it has an interesting beak here. I'm not sure how it would use it, but it's very creative idea. Also with this patterns on the sac here, and with this bird and pterosaurs up here. Very cool. Also, when you are up close, of course, it's very the transition here isn't that nice, but when you zoom out, you can really see the morning glow that was used. Very cool piece. Ah, yes, I remember. Thank you, Seagull. That's yours. Yeah. Really cool idea. Oh god. Oh, why is this so small? Why is this picture so small? I don't know. Sorry. Bird noodle. You can read here in the upper corner. If I remember correctly, it was another Anghingia relative. It's basically a bird, Tanius struthius, sitting on land, using its very long neck, as you can see here, as a fishing rod to catch its prey, which would most likely be fish. Bye, Brennan. Have a good one. Oh, this one. This is done by Drake. We spoke a lot about this piece. Laculingua is a genus name. And this could also very well fit into the first SPEC challenge we ever had, the Skull Crawler SPEC challenge, where we try to create realistic representations of this movie monster. It's a pretty large. I think it was supposed to be a bird in the end. Yeah, finish him. It's true. It's yeah, you can see it's a very long-legged, long-necked animal, but most important, it has this chameleon-like spiked tongue, which it uses apparently very effectively in combat. And I think he made a size chart where you can see that it can grow pretty big. In case I remember it correctly, and in case this piece was supposed to be for this guy. The silhouette looked like it. There was so much over the last few years, few days, sorry, going on. I can't completely remember. Yep. Yeah. Sila Certa by Lucas Suarez. Very interesting reptile. I think it was a synapside, based on its filaments or hair here, with a beak and a very elongated body. Yeah. Also nice to have here the male and female in comparison. With the male being interestingly a little bit smaller, but more flamboyant. In Voices of Stream is something? Oh, oh, oh. Ah, yes. Thank you, Drake. I apparently remembered it correctly. Yeah. So it's a... large animals appear to be T-Rex sized, at least. The large one here even more like Spinosaurus sized when it comes to length. What a monster. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This is a the noodle crane. So it is in Grui form, relative of today's cranes, but as you can see from the title, it is also for Monster Island Expanded, another speculative evolution project, and it's a truly bizarre animal with multiple tongues to catch its prey. Small invertebrates, large invertebrates, and small vertebrates, in case I remember correctly. Also nice to have this very elongated body with the long tail feathers. Very, very nice touch. Good use of the term bird noodle. I guess a plesiosaur cormorant with very nice touch, this fluke-like tail fan here. Something we haven't seen so far. This is Plesio avis aquaticus by Hazardous Man 1. Interesting idea. I could very well imagine huge flocks or herds of these guys patrolling the seas for swarms of fish or whatever would be its prey. A crane with octopus tentacles. Yes, a little bit. Yeah, and there is actually the end of not our stream, but all the entries. Guys, let me know what was your favorite entry, and let me know what we could do for a final entry. Because now I will do my take on the whole thing. Oops, oops, bleh. Ah, Drake, that's true. It's more like an Atstarkid than a Spinosaur. Your entry, yeah. Water Witch. Oh, Bob, no. What was your entry? There's always the risk that I will forget to save something, or that I don't see all the entries. So in case you can, please share your entry. Are you on Discord so I can share it on stream maybe? In case you aren't on the server, there's a link below the stream. Ah, okay. Let me have a look. Oh, wait. I didn't save this one? Apparently not. I'm very sorry. Ah, yes, I saw it. But apparently I didn't save it. This is the second snake entry we had. Showing extreme elongation of cervical ribs to be able to fly. So we have a actively flying snake with a razor bird-like, very pointy skull. So very deserved to be called a bird noodle. Oh, sassy. You lazy pterosaur person. Maybe a terrestrial penguin with a long legs that hunts in desert or boring animals that slides around. Oh, actually, you know, I already have a clade of speculative giant terrestrial penguins with very long necks. I could do a new member of that clade for the stream. It could be nice. Yeah, I think I do that. Moving the microphone a little. Yes, the Volovites.
How did you do that?
Ah, hi Julian. Welcome to this very special stream.
Hello. Sorry, I didn't come on earlier because I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, that's totally fine.
Yeah. So, what are you doing now? One of your large terrestrial penguins?
Yes. Because I think coming up with something totally new and even more creative than the stuff we just saw is next to impossible.
Yes.
I mean, Zeppelin eels. How? I mean...
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Yeah. You can't beat Zeppelin eels. So I don't even try.
Oh, that's gone wrong.
Yeah, but I try to give this one a little bit different ecology than the others. I already did. The other two species I made so far are herbivores and omnivores as juveniles. Maybe making this one a predator or an omnivore, I'm not sure.
Okay.
And it will be smaller. Huge flat feet. So unfortunately not able to perform happy feet like moves.
So, which one of your spec projects are the giant penguins from?
Actually, it's from no particular project. It was just a idea I had, and that was stuck in my head, and I had to draw it.
Okay.
Yeah, it just has an unusual amount of backstory for a single piece, because I imagine the whole evolutionary history and how it how the geography could look like in future Australia. And
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, with basically a neo Eromanga Sea and huge islands in the middle of it, and these penguins would be their dominant life forms, basically dominant herbivores.
Okay.
I think this one is a more basal form with still recognizable penguin-like coloration. Yeah. Oh, we could use the time to talk about the next SPEC challenge, actually.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I teased it.
There was something I meant to mention earlier, or at least I thought about mentioning earlier. Yes, the Yo-Yo's reconstruction of the bird mimicking caterpillar.
Yes.
There are actually so a caterpillar that mimics a bird. There are actually some bird species where the chicks mimic caterpillars.
Yeah, I remember that as well. Very bizarre case of mimicry.
Yeah, and annoyingly, I can never remember what they're called, which is really annoying because I always research them each time I talk about them because I have to remind myself what they're actually called. I know about them, but I can never remember the name.
Oh, that's a very common problem.
Yeah. And I think it's the sort of name that as soon as you hear it, it's like, that thing. And yeah. Oh, mourner bird, that's it.
Ah, okay.
So, yep. Yeah, that's interesting. But, yeah, I really like the imagination that everyone has. It's absolutely fantastic seeing all reconstructions.
Yeah. It has become far more creative than I anticipated. From these two tiny words, what has come out of it is fantastic. Yeah, and over the last few weeks, I thought, how could we make this even more interesting? The whole concept of the SPEC challenge and maybe more community based. And I came up with something. I actually posted already a little bit on it on Discord. And also discussed it with some people on Facebook in a group chat. And I would like to do something far bigger than we have done so far. I would like... Yeah, I would first imagine, figure out a little bit the metrics of a freshly terraformed planet, let's say, and then I would introduce a modern, still living animal to this new environment, where it is mostly on its own, not many other animals so far introduced, and I would pick a number of artists I know and who have fun at doing this, and they would produce the first generation of I call them archetypes, the first new species that would arise from this first animal I place there. And these archetypes would then be posted and talked about. I would talk about the planet and the archetypes on a stream, introducing them. And at that point, the community can come in and take these archetypes and do with them whatever they want, basically.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, and then, but not make it in an unreasonable way, but instead doing it in phases. So every phase would be 5 million years into the future. So basically, every new spec challenge would be just the same animals you did last time, 5 million years into the future. But every new phase, I would add something new to the overall ecology of the planet. So there would be extinction events, there would be new predators introduced, there would be new prey, maybe new plants, new maybe a new mountain range just emerged, and now the population is split in half in some cases. So to keep selective pressure high.
That's very interesting. Wow.
And I hope that could work. And I would also have some rules in place to ensure that we could track down the ancestry of the creations of the community. So with links, or at least names of the ancestors, the new artwork depicts. So we could draw cladograms and so on.
Wow.
Yeah, that's basically my idea. It's not completely fleshed out yet. But I would like to give it a try. Yeah. So people of the stream, let me know what you think of it so far, or how to improve this concept. I will probably also write down a journal on DeviantArt and Facebook later, but you heard it here first. I'm not sure what creature I could put into this new environment yet. I mean, the easiest way to do it would just take a rodent, you know.
Oh, but rodents are boring.
Yeah, and rodents have been used in such a way already a few times, I think.
Yeah. I know there is this one project where they sort of did that, except it was with a canary.
Yes, I know that.
I can never remember what it's called. I know you'll probably know what it's called.
Yeah.
At least know of it, but
I know the project a little bit.
mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, one of the new grand masters of speculative evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm also not sure. Maybe pigeons. It should be something very generic. So mostly an omnivore.
Yeah.
Something that is very unspecialized.
So something that would really, on Earth, be an invasive species.
Yeah.
Something that sort of breeds prolifically, is quite adaptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a bin chicken? Take a Guan Long. Drake, stop it. You can't have Guan Long. I said it should be a living species.
Well, actually, I just thought, yeah, chickens would be very interesting to try.
Yeah, chickens.
Of the chicken.
Yeah, or for a change, amphibians. A cane toad, for example.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
No, we see so little speculative evolution done with amphibians. Birds, reptiles, and mammals are definitely.
And even fish.
Yes. Are more common. Yeah, and to see. Also interesting because it is kind of amphibious already, so it can easily go more in the terrestrial niche or more into the aquatic niche. And it basically eats everything.
Well, the cane toad is one of the only amphibians which is able to tolerate brackish water.
Oh, yes, that as well. So we could have giant whale toads in the future. Oh yes, ankylosaur cane toad is also a cool idea, Armin.
Oh my goodness, that would be so good.
I think we settled on cane toad now. It is decided. We will take cane toads to space.
Now or forever hold your peace. If any of you object.
I think I will make a small trailer for the SPEC challenge and we'll start it with cane toads in space.
Actually, something that I'd quite like to try at some point is a SPEC Evo challenge, a sort of a speculative evolution project, where it's looking at
Plants.
long distance interplanetary colony ships. And maybe one of them got lost, and because
yeah,
it's fine, but it's an isolated ecosystem on this spaceship and drifting off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So, of course, the animals which were there were ones which were brought by humans to terraform a planet, but instead, maybe there's just a wild section of the ship, and eventually, over time, the entire ship becomes colonized by animals. Or something like that.
Yeah, I thought about stuff like that all too recently. It would be very cool. Do you know here Simon Roy's Habitat? It's a comic.
I don't think so. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's a very cool story, and it goes a little bit into that direction. Although more with human society that goes back to primitive ways in a very high technological environment within a huge space station / spaceship. Very cool.
Actually, that's quite interesting. That reminds me a bit of The Martian, the novel The Martian, because of course he's trapped surrounded by this advanced technology, but he is forced to go back to very basic things like basic fun.
Yeah, it's similar. In a way, it's similar concepts, yeah.
Yeah, it just reminded me of that. Then, just out of curiosity, do you have any advice for drawing snake?
Snakes?
Yes.
Um,
Long, thin lizard things.
Yeah, sorry, the audio was a little bit choppy at for a moment.
No, I was just being silly.
No, it's okay. Don't kill me. Snakes are the worst because they have so many scales that are all basically the same.
Yeah.
They are all the same, and they yeah.
They're all
I mean they are very similar to the to draw to fish scales actually. They're just more elongated. I made a video on fish scales on YouTube, but yeah, it's tricky to really do all the scales. But it depends, of course, on your ambition, how far you want to go. And yeah. Battletoads. Drake, why do everyone keep ignoring bacteriophage world idea? Do it. I mean, nobody is hindering you. It's an interesting idea for sure.
There's something which another thing which I'd sort of quite like to try is I was trying to come up with a concept for floating islands, and I had wondered whether in the future, maybe after some sort of apocalyptic disaster that wipes out all humans, we will still be left with these massive freighter ships drifting around on the. And I had wondered, could they become colonized as floating islands, and perhaps if there are salt-tolerant trees, whether the roots would, whether they would grow on that, and as the ships slowly degrade, the shape of and form of them is slowly replaced by the roots of these trees, which grow throughout the
yeah.
basically a floating forest.
I think the problem with that is
I find that quite unlikely.
Yeah, the problem is that I think our current ships are too short-lived to be the starting point for such a evolution. Also, because they are moving objects, I think most of them would just within a few months or years beach somewhere. Although they could, of course, be at that point so well built and autonomous that they would maybe survive the nuclear war. And swim forever, or at least for a few hundred years on our oceans. I mean, there are salt-tolerant trees for sure.
Yes. Oh, wait, my finger stopped jittering. Sorry, I was about to say I'll have to leave for a moment to restart my computer, but the problem has stopped now, so I don't
Okay.
Sorry.
Sometimes computers do this to us.
Yes.
They are merciful sometimes.
Thank you, great and masterful computer. You are most wise indeed.
Sorry.
Give more electricity. Get better internet.
Right then. I'm now trying to figure out a way to actually do scales easily on this snake without having to draw out every single one. Draw the outline. And I can't see a way of doing it.
Yeah, it's difficult. Most snakes have scales that are not tiny enough to ignore them.
No. Alright then. On with the show.
Yeah. I think the only snakes where this is really effectively possible are very large ones.
Well, even very large snakes, they do still have quite large scales. So if you
Yeah, but proportionally they are smaller, usually.
so from further away from a meter or two away,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't really distinguish.
Yeah. So in that case you can get away with it, but otherwise,
Sorry. Ah, sorry. I'm so evil. I'm just so evil.
yeah. I think I will use this special yellow pigment that penguins apparently have very extensively on this one.
Yes. That I don't think it actually technically has a name yet. I don't think it's properly described yet.
I don't know.
It's a fluorescent yellow pigment which is unique to penguins.
Yeah. I just remember reading about it on Maya's blog post.
Oh yes. Yeah, I need to have another read of that, actually.
Yeah. I think we all
I need to.
need to look at this again.
Yeah.
Can I suggest a name for the pigment? Bees of Antiquity, sure you can. So the question is just if this will be used in the future. Penguin butter. Okay, penguin butter it is.
Right then, shall we start writing the paper for nature?
We call it penguin butter, a new pigment for penguins. No, penguin butter, a new pigment for silly flightless birds. That's better.
Penguin butter, a new name for modern marine reptile. No, a new name for penguin butter, a new name for a pigment in modern marine reptiles. There. Yeah, when people say that marine reptiles don't exist anymore, we can just laugh in their faces with our knowledge that birds are reptiles. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, and even if you don't count, even if you don't count birds, there are still sea turtles
Marine
and
iguanas,
marine iguanas.
some crocodilians.
Yeah, although they I'm not sure if I would count them. Sometimes they are in the waters, sometimes they're not. Sometimes.
Yeah. Not really. They're not really that aquatic.
Not marine, at least.
Marine, even marine. Oh dear, they're definitely aquatic. They're definitely aquatic. They're not marine.
I miss my terrestrial crocodile.
Me too. When did the last terrestrial or exclusively terrestrial crocodilians actually become extinct? Because if I remember, it's more recently than I expect. Were there some quite relatively recently, post-Mesozoic?
Yeah, I think the last terrestrial crocodilians were Mekosuchians on Pacific Islands, which were exterminated by humans a few thousand years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't realise it was that recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
That's
just
brilliant.
missed them by a geological blink. It's very frustrating. Every time I think about it, I'm like,
Well, actually, isn't there that third group of fourth group of Lysamphibians, which recently went? They're basically another group of salamanders which extended from the earliest.
the Alberto,
very
yes,
recently.
yes.
And geologist, it's like, no, why couldn't you survive for just another 2 million years?
Yeah. I think someone wrote that these little guys are among the most likely Lazarus species
Okay.
to maybe appear in some corner of the world again, because they are so tiny and they went extinct so recently.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Would be very cool.
Yeah. Right. So, how large is the scale? They are tiny. Help.
Tiny, but not tiny enough.
Okay, I'm drawing scales which in the original snake are basically 0.1 millimeter.
Oh, this little guy from
Tiny snake. Oh my goodness, it's so tiny.
It is.
Actually, I'll put a picture of it compared to my pencil in Voices of the Stream.
Oh ha.
I sort of did a very, very basic outline of the life size of it to compare it to my pencil.
Oh, Spinal Dragon. Yes, I see what you mean when you post that picture. Quincana, yes, that was one of the last terrestrial crocodilians, yeah, and Mekosuchus, of course.
Well, yeah, I've just put it in Voice of the Stream. If you look, it's that little liner on top of the pencil. That's how big this snake is.
Oh God. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And it has about 106, 100 and about 200
How dare you, evolution?
I mean, how can that even exist? It's so tiny. It's absolutely adorable. It's just so tiny. It's like, no, you should not exist. You should not get that small. It is illegal for you to be that small. No, Dragon Thunders, you can't slurp it. That's just what it wants you to do. It will wriggle down into your lungs and start feasting on your blood from the inside. It will grow into a giant titanoboa-sized creature within your lungs, exploding them.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Well, actually, there are some fish in the Amazon which will.
Yes, I know. Please don't continue.
Okay. I was hoping that I wouldn't need to continue.
I unfortunately know what you mean. DeLong, how about a speculative evolution project centered on an artificial structure like a Dyson sphere or ring world? Is cool, but it would be extremely large, such a project, and complicated, and I think it would be even for a spec challenge. Nah, too much effort for too little participation, or not that even, but I don't have the time for more projects like this.
No, Joshua, you must do it. You have plenty of time. Time is an illusion. You have plenty of it.
Nah, not with the current graphic novel in the back.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's looking quite nice, by the way. Don't worry.
I worry every day.
Oh, don't worry, Joshua. It will all be over soon. Comparatively. so morbid. I should stop saying that. Sorry, that was mean of me.
I do stuff like that all the time as well. So.
Oh dear, snakes, scales. I haven't even started drawing the actual scales yet, and I'm regretting my decision.
I can imagine that.
But it's just so cute and tiny. I'm probably doing far too much detail though, because it is only going to be that size on the actual sheet of paper. So you know.
Yeah, and then you will you can make life-sized art prints.
Oh yeah.
Postcards.
Yeah, life-size postcards. Well, the thing I did the other day, that could fit on an A4 sheet of paper. I could print it off life-size on an A4 sheet of paper. It's that small.
Actually, that could be an interesting idea for museums, or in general for paleo artists to do paleo art of creatures that would fit on a postcard, and then make a series of prints out of that.
I've always done that. A lot of my things. I like doing things life-size so that I get a scale of how large it is.
Yeah.
I constructed a life-size Lycoptera based on a fossil that as an example. But yeah, I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, it is very nice and gives you a good sense of scale. I do it often with smaller creatures. I did it recently with a pterosaur, for example. I took all the measurements and then drew it on transparent paper. So I printed out the known skeletal elements in life size and traced it on transparent paper, and then drew the missing elements around it to get a sense of scale. And it's very helpful. It's one of the things I have to include into my tips and tricks section in the book.
Yes. Yeah, I always do it with at school when we had with the free printing, which is beautiful. I did it a lot with the Scott Hartman skeletals.
Oh god.
So
life-sized?
Yeah, life-sized on A3 sheets of paper. The largest one I did was Velociraptor and Troodon.
Oh, I was about to say you didn't do sauropods or stuff like that.
No, it's my intention to someday do a T-Rex, but I never got around to doing it. I think then I would have been told off by the school for printing too much. I'm still shocked that I never was actually told to stop printing.
I can imagine that.
How much I did do.
Sometimes you have to be lucky.
Yeah. Which is quite funny because I know other people in my year who were going like, oh, we need to be very careful because we can't print too much stuff because we'll get in trouble if we print too much stuff. And then me,
Julian be like, oh, really?
right.
I already printed everything.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, I think that's one of my last legacies with a lot of the teachers, that I'll be known forever as the person who printed off too much.
Years later, still the story of Julian goes through the school. You know, back in the day, we had here a guy who printed everything.
Oh, it's quite funny. And of course, now that I'm at uni and I have my own printer, I'm not printing as much stuff because I have to pay for the...
Damn it. Yes. Yes, it's awful. Ziner currently drawing muscles on Albertosaurus. Nice. Oh god, drawing every scale on a Pachyrhinosaurus. Please stop.
Oh no. Oh no. No. I've had too much stress full stress with this without any more.
Oh,
Actually, it's like osteoderms on ankylosaur.
yeah. Although osteoderms on ankylosaurs, I think, are still not that bad because you have a little bit more variation. So you aren't tired as easily.
Oh my goodness, no, there's snakes, no.
Snakes! Snakes everywhere!
Help me, it looks horrible.
Snakes in the studio! It's a prequel of Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on the plane. I've never actually watched that film. I've heard about
Me neither. But I don't even want to watch it.
No.
I think it's pretty trashy.
How can you tell if you haven't watched it?
Because there are too many memes surrounding it.
Okay.
And back in the day, many memes usually mean trash.
Yep. And now, many memes just means it's new.
Yeah. New and popular.
Yep. Oh yes, so why don't you do art versus artist?
Because everybody does it.
Okay. But Joshua, I thought you were good at business and promoting yourself.
Yes, and I'm doing that by by not doing the stuff everybody else is doing. So that people come to me and say, "Oh, why aren't you doing that?" You know, that gets you more
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you think you're better than everyone else, do you? Oh, I see how it is.
No, I don't believe that. I know that.
No. Sorry. I'm sorry, I was only joking.
Inquisitor mode activated.
I was worried for a moment that I'd actually upset you because you went quiet and I thought...
No,
I was like, oh dear, have I actually upset you?
No,
Oh,
no.
no.
For 25 minutes I thought about what I could say spontaneously.
Actually, yeah, I can't remember I don't know what the actual word is, but apparently there is a word which means that there is a word for which means a word, a comeback which you think of later on. So there is a word which means comeback which you think of later on. And now that I've thought, that's really nice. I've just flicked back up. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I do that actually a lot. Thinking about possible phrases I could use in situations. So I always have something to work with.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's kind of stupid, but I also like it. Can't do anything against it. Countless self-quoting.
Ozia.
What?
Okay, that word I was just saying about, apparently it is O-Z-Y. Ozia.
Okay. Okay.
Right then. That's not interesting at all. That's a pointless fact. I'm not interested in Oh, actually, wait a second. No. Well, actually, it is a more interesting one, and annoyingly, I just deleted the page. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, I misread it.
Zomba. When does the apocalypse happen? I think you mean apocalypse but I'm just thinking about a apocalypse with alpacas now. Thank you for that picture in my mind. Oh no, alpacas! Alpacas everywhere, and they are exploding! Yes, people, exploding alpacas. This will be the theme of the next SPEC challenge, I can tell you now. Now, actually, we will have cane toads, but cane toads in space.
Yeah. Found that word. Well, it's several words. L'esprit de l'escalade. L'esprit de l'escalade. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Blah? Can you type it in Discord?
I'm just typing it in now.
Oh, huh?
That's interesting. I think it's French, or I presume it's French. And I've just copied that straight from the page. So, l'esprit de l'escalade.
Zomba, I have no idea what's going on in your mind right now, but
See an enemy or peanut butter.
interesting.
Oh, that could be an interesting idea for bird noodle. A seabird which uses which nests on the near shore and actually uses sea anemone tentacle to deter predators by weaving them into their nest.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
You Discord tagging ignoring fool.
Zomba, I can do this. I have the power of the stream. I look at text afterwards.
Okay, have you read Zomba's comment? Or...
Unfortunately, yes. Okay.
So, vote peanut butter or sea anemones. Peanut butter, Zomba gets temporarily unmute. Sea anemone, he is reduced to a pile of salmon flavoured pudding. Salmon flavoured pudding, where did that come from? Well, I presume salmon, but...
Hey, Zomba. We can hear you.
We can hear the movement.
I don't exist.
Did you hear something, Joshua?
I think there was something.
Oh no. I just had chills run up my I think there's something in the room. There's something surrounding us.
Hey kid, give me a vanilla wafers.
Oh, ha. I heard something with vanilla.
I don't know.
Yes, I don't know what I'm doing. So, Wreck-It Ralph reference for anyone who...
That's a double reference. Wreck-It Ralph, Wizard of Oz. It's originally in the Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You're referencing a reference. This is getting too meta.
The meta layers are piling up.
So, if you reference a reference, are you referencing the reference or referencing the reference of the reference?
That's the question.
That is certainly a sentence.
I would say you reference a meme.
Okay.
I would. It depends. I think it depends the original intent.
Okay.
Yeah, true. Although I would say if references pile up like that, you can call it a meme and not a reference
I think that
anymore.
You're just some asshole who doesn't know how to reference something. Dragon Thunder said referenception, so obligatory.
Referenception. Oh god, I knew it would come. Ah yes, Zomba, do we have a theme for the next stream on your side?
What? A scene? Oh, a theme.
Theme, yeah.
Easy.
Excuse my English.
Next, it's excused. The next, stream was gonna be, the house follow-up that we've been planning for...
Ages.
For ages, but luckily, Julian, I'll hopefully be able to remember to actually plan it this...
And I'm sorry that one week when you asked me, yes, I had basically died. I fell asleep too soon.
Oh, bam.
So yeah, I am sorry about that.
Oh, that's no problem. I ended up... Didn't that end with the conception of, Ralph?
Ralph?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I need to check out the streams.
Don't ask about Ralph.
Okay.
Ralph is... Well, you remember Ralph, right? Does someone here remember Ralph? No one remembers Ralph. Okay, Ralph will forever live in obscurity. Kaz remembers Ralph.
Ralph, don't die. We all love you, Ralph. Well, who is Ralph?
Ralph has been forgotten.
I'm sorry.
Good night, person in chat who has a different Twitch name to their Discord name, and I'm bad at making connections.
Oh, is that why you keep breaking up?
What? Am I keep breaking?
You said you're bad at making connections. Is that why you keep breaking? Sorry, bad telephone joke.
Oh.
Sorry, I will go now.
Get back in your box. Go with Yo-Yo. Why did I declare earlier that Yo-Yo had a box that we keep him in?
I don't know. I just suddenly read that and thought, oh, that's so mean, poor Yo-Yo.
Well, it's a nice box. It's got padding.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
That makes it sound even worse.
So that it doesn't, you know.
Oh yeah. Yo-Yo
For
has to live in a
transport.
padded box.
No.
He has to live in a padded box for his own safety.
No.
Yeah, that's definitely.
So for transportation safety purposes, don't assume it's for some evil purpose, even though it
is.
In my track record, but shut up. This is not going in my favor, is it?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna say sorry in advance to Yo-Yo. Well, hindsight to Yo-Yo, and in advance to Yo-Yo. Didn't mean to put... it's a high quality box, and I hope that you enjoy your stay, because it's locked and I accidentally ate the key. And Dragon there too, keep away, he bites. No, it's not intentional, Dialong. It's not intentional.
I just thought of a much easier way to do what I'm trying to.
Oh, D-Long is one of these people who thinks that Yo-Yos should be all kept in the wild, although they are endangered, and are much better kept in a box where we can have a controlled breeding program until we have a healthy population again to revive them.
Good territory, I suggest we cease.
No, now we get into the science and ethics stuff. This is much more interesting.
Okay. I don't know. I just think, no, Acrosaurus Ralph is in the creature with the staring eyes and the weird anteater snout.
Oh, now I remember, yes.
Yeah, the creepy muscular human arms, that was Ralph.
Ralph? I need to have a look for him. Ralph sounds interesting.
Yes.
I tweeted it back in the day last week when I was...
Really? You tweet things? I didn't realize that. Sorry, being very sarcastic.
Sarcasm hit.
Sorry.
It's very effective.
Although it's quite funny because normally when people are sarcastic, other people are sarcastic, I don't actually realise being sarcastic, and yet I'm always very sarcastic, so...
I know that problem.
No, that was true. How do we know? How can we trust you on anything now?
You can't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, can you really trust anyone on anything?
Yes, if you're in denial.
I mean, how can you trust that the Giardosaurus is real? That could just be an elaborate hoax.
It could be, but
It isn't.
but it isn't
You say this it isn't, but how do you know for certain?
because it's in the Bible.
Exactly.
I win.
You win. Yes. We will concede to your almighty power.
Ultimate argument.
It's in the Holy Bible.
Beb.
Bible. The Biblar was Ordo.
Actually, is the Bible the most recent holy book to be sort of?
No. Because the Book of Mormon exists.
Okay.
Yeah, and even the Quran.
Scientologists read off of is.
Okay.
Fairly sure it was just scribbled on toilet paper.
Oh yeah, and actually there's the
No, it wasn't.
It's not the Bible, but the holy book of the religion of the flying spaghetti monster.
Oh yeah. Of course, that depends on what you count as a holy book. Do all of the revisions of the Bible count? All of the revisions of the new thing? Technically?
Yeah, that's the question. I don't think so that you would count a new edition as a new book. So
A lot of things are, not a new edition, simply just the ones that keep changing.
well, it's changing all the time, as every holy book that lives longer than a few centuries, I guess.
Yeah. Because people tend to look at it and go, oh, yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's,
We actually have in Münster, where I study, there is a Bible museum.
Well, that's cool.
Where they really work with the oldest scripture they are able to find.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Actually,
I never went there so far.
looking at, I really love seeing the oldest literal translations and how much was mistranslated from.
Oh god, there must be so much dumb shit.
Piled in and removed, and it's very
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. Oh yes, sorry.
I have been drawing on the right layer. Oh good.
Ah,
Oh god.
I had a panic attack that I've been drawing on the wrong layer the whole time, and now I hadn't, so I
I
don't
don't
need
get panic. I don't panic anymore when that happens. I just sort of
give up.
and sort of roll over and accept the weight of
Yes,
this when
yeah, yeah.
well, this is reality now.
Yeah, Acro is that's true. We forgetting the book of Palorchestis. And guess the Bible Museum has some Bible fossils for sure. Some very primitive Bibles are in there.
Some basal forms of there's some basal forms of Bibles. Back before they became terrestrial, did they still have some
Yeah.
aquatic
Yeah.
attributes?
Even some Bible fossils that aren't even books yet.
Getting into more of these inanimate objects.
Okay. Let's keep it to houses and not spread it to books.
I'm sorry, but I do this with everything.
Books is a whole nother kettle of fish.
Yeah.
We don't want to go down.
You know, I use
I'm hungry for fish.
I use my sketchbook like sediment layers.
Actually, oh dear. Oh no, I'm thinking about ways of classifying makes it into morpho. Oh my goodness me, no.
Everything has gone horribly wrong.
What have you done to me? How could you do this to me? I'm okay. I'm actually being a bit loud, and my neighbour is probably getting annoyed at me.
Nothing is more contagious and dangerous than an idea.
Yep.
Well, if it's a good idea.
Well, even bad ideas can be contagious.
Even bad ideas can.
Yeah, some of the worst ideas are the most contagious.
Yeah.
I mean, if bad ideas weren't contagious, then we wouldn't have the Flat Earth Society.
Yeah, or anti-Semitism.
I'm talking about those people who opened their eyes to
Or
the...
Donald Trump in power.
Yes. The idea that this guy is even a successful role model is beyond me.
I can't remember. When is the next general election in America?
Not soon enough.
Okay.
What election are you talking about? General or presidential? These different things.
Presidential.
Sorry.
2020.
Oh, only another year.
Too much.
We only need to hold off the nuclear disaster for another year.
Too much.
We might.
Yeah. Hey, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that either we'll destroy ourselves sooner, or we won't destroy ourselves and we'll become nicer towards Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You cut out halfway through nature, and it just sounded like you said, "We'll be nicer towards Nate." Who's Nate? And why do I have to be nice to him?
Nate is a very good artist who lives in London.
Oh, never mind.
Indeed. DeLong, that's true. Anti-vax is the most contagious idea, literally.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Mwah. Mwah. Ah, this is
The piece de
you know,
resistance.
yeah. This comment is like a good camembert. It I love it.
Okay, you need to make a meme out of that. Spread the word. That's
Yes,
brilliant.
please, DeLong, make post this as a meme somewhere.
Meme.
Oh wow, that's brilliant.
Why does Allosaurus have such a long neck in a deceptively... Why does it have such a deceptively long neck in a weird ways? What the...
Just to mess with you.
Because apparently it used its head as a hacksaw.
Yeah, its teeth buzzed. It was actually powered on electricity, and the teeth...
Yeah.
What? I thought it was powered with diesel.
Those are like, basic...
No. Before you go into more inanimate objects, think about what you're starting.
What are you talking about? This is animate objects. This is actual serious dinosaurs.
Yeah, but my theory makes more sense because oil is made, and so diesel is made from dead dinosaurs. You know?
This is why we can't ever be friends.
And yeah, I'm currently trying to restrain my stupid brain from yelling. But it's not made of dinosaurs.
No. Everybody knows that oil is made of dinosaurs, dead dinosaurs. And therefore, theropods like allosaurs run on dinosaurs, on oil.
My theory is more progressive. It's more...
Oh dear me. I think I'm gonna leave now. I think I'm gonna leave before my mind becomes polluted.
Yeah, actually, I want to end the stream now, but...
You talked to me too late. Oh well.
Oh dear.
Yeah, because my Vullovite sketch is finished, and
That's a...
I keep on expecting it to
Posing
be
as a thing,
spitting
as we-
poison, spitting green acid. It looks like it's the sort of creature that would spit green acid.
no, not really, but the animals itself are poisonous.
Now, son, you stay over there.
Yeah, because they eat especially the herbivorous species eat eucalyptus leaves, and the poison of the leaves is stored in their feathers, which is one of the reasons why they are so successful. Because although they
They're pulling a crested rat.
could be, at least as juveniles, could be killed by some predators, they are just not digestible.
I keep on hearing tapping, and it sounds like a giant rat running across something.
Oh no, that's me in the walls. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Good to know.
I know it's you, but it doesn't stop it from sounding like a giant rat.
It's these new roller blades. I don't know what I'm on about.
Okay. Oil is dinosaurs.
Before this gets any worse.
Yeah. For example, here, oil is dinosaurs that took.
I could always. Well, if you want the stream to get worse, I could always talk about that Amazonian fish.
No, don't. Don't. We will end it here. We will end it here. So, people, I hope you liked tonight's stream. I was totally blown away by all the entries. Thank you, Zomba, for your interesting costume. I will probably make it a thumbnail.
Oh dear.
Without your consent.
This is not. This is why I should. This is why you never give me attention.
Yeah.
Never
I don't
do
know.
that.
That seemed to be an embodiment of your mind. You don't really understand it, and it's scary.
Hey,
Yeah.
remember everybody, think of the children.
Okay. Tomorrow we will have a regular stream, probably. Maybe we will draw a yo-yo in a box. But that remains to be seen. Okay.
Still want my landscape screen. Yes,
Oh.
I just want to scream landscape into the distance.
We could actually. Why have you ever suggested that in stream
I
ideas?
suggested that so many times.
For some reason, I can't remember seeing that.
It's okay. I just
Sure, I think you just have a Zomba filter.
Maybe we should do that actually.
Have a Zomba filter.
Okay, on the one hand, ouch. On the other hand, that's probably healthy.
No, actually, I like the idea. Maybe we will have a landscape stream tomorrow.
All right, different formations, different areas of those formations.
Yep.
I will...
With lots of plants.
With lots of plants.
Yeah, but I will only make formations that lay in deserts.
Oh boy. No, we're only gonna do landscapes of marine environments.
Yeah, over the waves.
Yeah, over the water. It's just gonna be different shades of blue at different times of day.
And don't forget, whenever you're doing a Mesozoic seascape, you always need to have a token marine reptile jumping out.
Yes, and better even battling with another marine reptile.
You want to draw a full-grown Tylosaurus, full-body breach out of the water, catching a Pteranodon midair, but all the other Pteranodons are attacking its flukes and,
Yeah, with a large Cretaceous shark jumping behind and grabbing another Pteranodon.
And a T-Rex riding a rocket ship, because what the hell?
Yeah, with lots of MGs.
Gotta be. Gotta be consistent.
Yeah, and lasers. Lasers everywhere.
What was that voice crack that I just had?
I have no idea. How old are you? Maybe your voice changes with ontogeny.
Probably. I reached skeletal.
Yeah, how old are you?
5. I reached skeletal maturity at age 5, and I was actually born yesterday. But my days on the planet are actually equivalent to Neptune days, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not using your calendar.
Ah, that makes certain things difficult. I see. I wanted to ask you because maybe I can send you some birthday gifts someday, but
Yeah, I will never allow that, and you know it.
that's unfortunate. Okay.
Hey, if you were an alien, that would explain an awful lot of things.
I find that offensive.
Yeah, like that spec challenge entry you just
Spec challenge entry. What the hell is Zomba?
what the hell, Zomba? What the
What
hell?
Spec challenge entry. What am I?
Yes. You know, I think the only reason you were doing that was to drive people to insanity.
I actually think it's a self-portrait. It's the only explanation.
Then explain the turtle. Explain the turtle. You can't. See? Science can't explain. Don't worry about it.
No, this is going too far. I will end the stream now. Good night, everyone.